People wonder they say shall never end. This kind of stories that we are hearing right now is not a good one. No, it is not a good one. Seriously. Because this is not what we are supposed to be hearing at this time. Because now a lot of people are hoping, all of us are hoping that very soon, around November, like they said, allegedly, that the Ofarende ritual will happen and the king and the queen will be back together and people will start seeing them in public again and all of that. So that is what we are hoping for and praying for too. But with the kind of news that we are hearing these days, I don't know what to say, but I believe that what will be, and what will not be, will not be. That is one thing I do know in this life. So, according to the information reaching us, they said the king's anger towards the queen have not mellowed down. Yes, because that is the only reason he would do what he just did to her. Before this time, they said they have been preparing that during his 51st birthday. You know, the king just celebrated his birthday today. But they said this thing happened yesterday. They have planned earlier that two of them will be together before, as in, to cross over today. As in yesterday, they will be together. That on 16th to cross over today, being 17th. That is their initial plan before all of this Pastor David Wenga Abiwangi started and the whole issue escalated, and they said the king have been so angry such that people have been sending him messages upon messages, and I don't know, they said the king keep believing everything they are sending him, that the queen, there was a time that the queen and David Wengi had is it lunch or whatever in UK and all of that. How she have her number, his number and all. As a matter of fact, the story long. And they said the king have been so angry. But when I heard that the king have warned Ebony and Igby to stop spreading false rumor, because they said Igby and Ebony have been going about telling people that someone caught the queen with Pastor David in UK and sent the video to the king. That is why the king is very mad at her. That is the reason the king have chased her out of his chambers and all of that. But information have it that those things, none of them happened. It was all lies. And the king have also warned them to desist from spreading such false rumor about the queen. That no matter what the queen must have done today, that they can never be as better as she is. After all, no one is perfect. So when I heard that, I was hoping that maybe his anger have come down for him to warn them and all of that. But with this news we are hearing right now, they said the initial plan was to stay together a night before the birthday. But unfortunately, and the queen, as they said, ever since this Pastor David issue started, the queen have been trying to explain to the king that there was nothing like that. That yes, the uncle wanted her to get married to David, but she said she is not interested, that she is returning back to her husband and all of that. So they said she have been trying as much as possible to explain to the king about it, but the king keep being angry, as a lot of people keep sending him different information, that will make him to be more angry too. So for that reason, his initial plan did not work, and the queen was hoping to surprise him that night against the day today that he will celebrate his birthday. But unfortunately, they said the king did not show up. The king started making arrangement with this other wife, so with Igbi, Ebony, Gospel, Blow Blow, Lizzie. I don't know if Oletik is part of it because her own is, I don't know. Her way self, I don't understand it sometimes. So they said this group of people, the women, they organize a surprise. It's not surprise because they said the king told them earlier. They said the king have told them earlier that he will be spending the night in Lakey Mansion with his queen. Then on the day of the birthday, which happens to be today, that he will come back to the palace. Then, when this anger started and all of that, they said the king now told them that he will be spending that night with them in the palace. They said their joy knows no bound. They were happy. Someone like Ebony and Igbi them. They were, as in the kind of happiness. But whichever way, like I will always say, what will be, and what will not be will never be. Okay? So now they started making arrangements to celebrate the crossover night with the king. Meanwhile, the king did not tell the queen, his jewel, that for what you did, or because of this Pastor Wingy stuff, I am no longer coming to their Lekki mansion to cross over the birthday with you. And they said the queen went and prepared birthday party and other surprises, birthday cake, sorry, with other surprises that he prepared for him, hoping that he will show up and they are going to use that opportunity to settle this issue of Pastor David and all of that once and for all. They said she waited and waited and waited and waited, only for, I don't know, maybe it's Lizzie or whoever, I don't know who called her, to let her know that that night that the king is with other wives there and they were celebrating, saying their prayers. The ceremony was doing her own stuff and everything. They were all praying and they said the queen shattered. She was, as in, she doesn't know what to do at this point, because this is the time that she have hoped that they are going to settle their differences and everything. But unfortunately, they said the king did not come, and the king did not even call to let her know that, I have changed my mind, or this and that. They said she was shattered. It was her mother, they said, that was consoling her, letting her know that maybe there is another manipulations and all of that. But you never can tell. And my own is this. I think if the king no longer trusts the queen, the best thing for him to do is to let her go. That is my own thought. Because I don't see the reason, you know that there are a lot of manipulations in the palace. And when your woman is trying to explain to you that, look at how things are, look, you keep believing others. You keep making her look like she doesn't know what she's saying or what she's doing. I think any relationship without trust, it doesn't make sense. Because if the queen end up returning back to the palace, this trust issue will still continue. And from the beginning, it's like this trust issue also contributed to the reason she left. So they said she was shattered, she cried her eyes out. It was her mother who was consoling her, telling her that all is well, all is going to be well, and all of that. Anyway, guys, that is what we are hearing. If the information is true, I want to remind you that these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Do well to subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Share this video. Bye. Love you.